Well, this is annoying. Here I was, all set to tear Toy Story 4 apart for being a shameless cash grab, besmirching arguably the finest animated film trilogy, hell, one of the best film trilogies in film history, so that their inevitable Disney overlords, because never forget that Disney owns everything, cannot bother to raise their employees' wages to such an extent that they no longer have to skip meals or live in cars, but instead spend all that money on building a death ray on the moon, or buying Australia, or making even more CGI-infested, focus group-drained originality 12A blockbusters to blot out what few good original film and TV shows get made. And look, I get that since the main characters are toys in a kids' film, you're going to flog the lot to the insufferable little ankle biters when they're allowed out for some as yet unknown reason of the ineffective, inefficient containment units that my taxes fund, but the new character, the main character in this, is literally made out of garbage, and you're selling that as well? Disney, Toy Story 4, make your own Forky with scene, craft set with 3 dough tubs, Forky model and accessories, create your own movie character, Forky activity set for kids, all in one creative toy, screams the marketing blurb for what boils down to 2 pop sticks, googly eyes, sticker sheet, 3 dough tubs, pipe cleaners, and a fold out background scene and instructions. A steal at a mere £10.75, not including delivery. And breathe. And look, I didn't want to rant about toys and the fact that Disney owns everything. But, well, the Critics Union insists that I go into every movie with an open mind, or I have to spend 2 weeks defending Fan 4 Stick on the forums, and there is no way I'm getting my script guide to do that again, because, well, this film is amazing. When Pixar is at their best, no one can top them, and this is Pixar at their very, very best. I mean, with 2 other Toy Story movies in IMDb's top 250, and the one that isn't on has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, you go big or go home on this one, right? And they went big for this one, because I don't think Pixar has ever looked this good. Hell, their opening scene is set in the rain. And it looks amazing. The humans now look like actual humans as opposed to creepy soul-sucking golems, and God, it just looks amazing. But looking good isn't enough for a CGI film these days, especially one that's coming out of Pixar's stable. It also has to have a solid story, which this one does on multiple levels. For the Half Pint, it's a story about Woody meeting up with a new toy that doesn't know it's a toy, getting lost and having to find his way home again against a ticking clock, which actually sounds very familiar now that I think about it. For the 2/3 pints, it's about the dilemma between staying safe at home or flying the nest and exploring beyond the horizon. For the full pint, it's about the existential, futile horror of existence. The fact that everyone leaves you or lets you down, that all that waits for us is disappointment, fleeting moments of joy among the cold sorrow of existence, and the desperate yearning for connection before we enter the terrifying, cold, unfeeling void.
Life is pain. Life is only pain.
Which is an important lesson for children to learn as quickly as possible, but if I wanted my nephew to learn such an important message, then I'd wait for him to be left unattended and then stick Watership Down on. Weird nihilistic subtext aside, this is a film full of amazingly fun characters who all have interesting, if slightly depressing backstories, and the film is stolen by Keanu Reeves' over-the-top performance as Duke Kaboom, the toy of an Evel Knievel knockoff who, naturally enough, has issues, because almost everyone in this film has issues. But aside from all the character-driven moments, which are awesome but might drag on slightly too young for the smaller half pints, shot glasses, but they're broken up by some really fun, impressive moments where you understand why everyone is doing what they're doing, how they're doing it, as well as why. No easy feat in a 100-minute film with so many characters. It's never busy for the sake of being busy, never cluttered or confused or overstuffed. No scene feels superfluous, and the growth of each character, especially what I guess might be called the villain, feels natural. And were I not English and therefore drained of almost all emotions at birth, the ending would have had me crying like a baby. But before then, there were moments that had me chuckling quietly to myself, or just enjoying all the hard work that must go into the creation of yet another work of art. Toy Story 4 feels like a natural evolution of the franchise, and its message seems to have aged with its audience, so this isn't the shameless cash grab that I originally feared. It does indeed stand as tall as its namesakes, and it's easily the best film I've seen in weeks. Not that that's saying much. Maybe improve the subtext slightly, and nope, I think that's it. It's yet another example of Pixar showing all the other children how it's done. Long live the king. But what do you guys think, and which trilogy would you most like to see getting a 4th film that's just as good as the others? Comment below, let me know. I'm Daniel, it's been a dunking. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe.